Hi, as promised, I'm here with Carly, and I want to introduce Carly to everyone here. Welcome to the show, Carly. I'm so glad you're here.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah, so let's talk about We Got You, Mama. Let's talk about the transition. I know that you went through a series of burnouts as a franchisee. So tell me your backstory a little bit. Let people get to know who you are.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I'm Carly Church. I founded We Got You Mama about a year and a half ago, and it's all about building the village, right? We weren't handed the village. We have to learn how to build it ourselves, and we have to work a lot harder than we want to, I think, nowadays to do that. But I have three kids. They're now 15, 12, and 9, and so they keep me on my toes. And I have learned that, systems, operations in business and in home are all so necessary. They're my saving grace. When I owned a fitness franchise that supported moms, mostly in the early postpartum stage, I hit a massive level of burnout. I was trying to do everything myself. I was not giving my team, I think, enough responsibility. I had trust issues, and for a long time, I was also teaching a lot of classes, right? So not, I
Mm.
was physically teaching group fitness classes and running the business and running the team and towards the end, before I decided to sell, it was at a point of I'm completely done. I'm sick. I am tired. We had just experienced the largest urban fire in human history out here in Los Angeles, right? And a lot of that, part of that was in my territory. So I went from like making sure my moms and families had homes and their babies were taken care of and they had water. And that is, I think, what kind of sent me spiraling. Like really good. And my ADHD is my superpower. I'm good in the moment and I'm good in the chaos. And then I hit rock bottom after the chaos settles a little bit, if that makes
Mm.
sense. And so I've
Totally.
really this second time around with starting a new business, been super aware of all the things I did right and did wrong in my last business to make sure that I stay clear enough and organized enough so that doesn't happen again. Because we have to be there
Mm.
for our kids, we have to be there for our families. And but more importantly, we have to be there for ourselves, or we can't be there for anyone on the level that we want to.
Right. So when the fires hit, did that affected your business as well because it was in your locale, right?
Mhm.
So then you have all the stress of running the business and trying to keep it afloat. And then so you closed it and then you launched. Is
I
that
sold
how it
it.
worked? You
Yeah, I
sold
sold
it.
it. I split the quite a large territory, so I split it into a couple, and I sold it to someone younger and more vibrant, and help them get started. They already kind of knew the drill, had been part of the village for a long time, and one of them was also owned another territory, and so that was a huge blessing that she could kind of jump
Perfect.
in, know the drills, and
Yeah.
like hand it off and not have to be on board for another 6 months of onboarding someone else, right? Because I really wanted to make sure our member moms were being taken care of, and she's done a phenomenal job at that. But I'm someone who doesn't know how to stop completely. And so during all this, I thought I could do both. I thought I could launch We Got You Mama and pair it with my Fit for Mom business. But there was a lot of crossover in partnerships, in business and relationships I wanted to access, but at the corporate level, it was kind of like, I don't think you should do that. And I was like, I don't like to be told what to do. And so when it's all for good, you know what I mean? I'm like, we're all on the same page. Like we need like everyone doing what we're doing and supporting more moms.
Yeah.
Um, and so it feels really good to be able to start something from scratch, but be able to build it under my terms. You know what I mean? There's no one like hovering over saying what you can and can't do. And so that's been really special. So I've been able to write my book this past year. It just hit bestseller last week on Amazon.
Hooray, congratulations! We'll put the
And
links. You guys can download it in the show notes for sure. Well, I understand why you thought that it would be the perfect marriage. I mean, it makes sense,
yeah,
right? Because you're serving moms, and you just want to serve moms more.
yeah.
And things happen in business, and in retrospect, it always seems like a blessing, right?
Mhm.
You're done with that, moving on to the next chapter, and now
Yeah,
you can completely focus and hyper focus,
yeah,
as we have the propensity to do as entrepreneurs, into
yeah.
what you're doing. So what's the concept behind We Got You Mama? Let's talk about that.
So I have found in, the last 16 years of motherhood that there's a lot missing. I call it the village gap, in the healthcare system, in, educating women, in how we're supported in the home, the mental load. I mean, I go through all the things in my book, but I found that I was really good at, and I really love connecting moms to resources to lighten their load,
Mhm.
uh, to bring them out of postpartum depression, to help them feel more organized, or connect them to the right school that's right for their kid, or the right therapist, or the lactation expert. I start collecting what I call like my people library. And I was like, this needs to happen more on a global scale. Not everyone feels like they can, are in the position to run out to a mommy and me class and, ask questions or get information. And so I wanted to build a platform that supports moms, not only in the early postpartum stage, but every single stage, because it all comes with a lot of questions. And, so I get to build that, and I'm starting with that early postpartum stage. The book is the first one of many. That's where it all begins, in that early postpartum stage, and really, really, really focusing in on the mom. We focus so much on the baby and on the kids, and not on the one that is, rearing them, and how
Mhm.
important it is for her to be emotionally regulated. And for that to happen, she has to be properly supported. And systems aren't built to properly support a mom, not to the
Mhm.
capacity that is needed. And so I talk a lot about that in my book, and give moms the language and the tools and the resources to really put themselves first, and that shift that they will find that happens when they do. It's a beautiful and amazing job, but it is the hardest job, I believe, in the world. And if you're trying to do the hardest job in the world, you can't do it alone. You just can't. So when it comes to motherhood, when it comes to, the mompreneurs that, I support in my village, it's not fun to do alone. We get to do it together, and we get to learn how to ask for help. This whole like, oh, I'm fine. I got this. I'm fine. I can do it. I'm fine. It's
Right.
not serving anyone, especially not you.
And that's the default. It's like, I got this because I'm a mom. I know what I'm doing, and I think what you're doing is such beautiful work and so very needed.
Thank
Congratulations! I didn't mean to skip right over on your
you.
bestseller. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what is the title of your book?
So it's called We Got You Mama, the no nonsense expert packed guide to going from surviving to thriving. Because I
Excellent.
feel like we are in survival mode a lot of the time, but it doesn't have to be that way. We can definitely switch modes into thriving. There's going to be moments of chaos and, desperation, and this is part of life, but it doesn't have to be like that all the time. And so I really, really, really think we deserve to thrive.
Okay, well, my ears perked up when you're talking systems. So
Mhm.
let's talk about your favorite organizational system that you use for launching and running this business now.
Yeah, so I have learned that if you can get as many things on one platform as possible, do
Yes.
that, right? Because there
Yes.
are like, yeah, AI, they'll always be throwing new things at you. Let's find three AI tools that work the best and implement those. And will there always be new stuff coming in? Yes. But do the ones that you're utilizing work? Yes. Great. So just keep using those and perfecting, your skills in those. I think it's so easy to get distracted, you know what I mean? Especially with all the new things being produced. And so
Yeah.
everything in one place, right? So I use GoHighLevel. I use it as my membership base. I use
Yep.
it to connect all my social media platforms. You connect your calendar in there, your emails in there, your launch campaigns, your newsletters, and man, having a hub for everything instead of 10 things, and only paying for one thing instead of
One
10
thing.
things,
Right. Right.
is smarter, right? It's a little bit smarter. And then as you grow your team, you get to train them in that, and then everything's there, right? And if they need to learn how to use it, they got training videos, and you be like, learn how to use the things, and then they
Hmm.
can, and really take off. I have an intern that's doing that right now, and it's wonderful. It's really great. So a hub, find a great hub.
Yes.
I've also found that a lot of moms are getting distracted and don't love social media so much anymore, like the Facebook
Hmm.
groups and the things like that that people are using to like build community and build out their groups and using Meta and all that kind of stuff. I found that can be too distracting. You go down too many rabbit holes when you launch and
Yeah.
when you tap into any social media platform, right? And so having your own like membership community where it's just your stuff. They go there, they're only gonna come across your stuff and your files
Mhm.
and your things that you post. I think make it more special. It's more intimate and they're not going to be distracted on, other people's stories and things popping up, right? They can really focus in on what they're there for.
Right. So having a membership, and is your membership on Facebook? Is that the platform you chose, or
No,
what do
I
you
built mine on GoHighLevel
on
so that
high level?
you could
Right.
kind of avoid all those distractions that social
Yeah.
media brings. And some of my people aren't even on Facebook anymore, which was like, is no, some
Right.
people are not on Facebook anymore. And I've come across that a lot lately. And so
Right.
this just allows, our own private community, where they get to enter in and log in just like they would on any other platform. But
Hmm.
it's like a safe, closed space, which feels really good too.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And, having one, it's organizing 101, like with life, right? Let's have everything all in one place. And I think High Level has definitely accomplished that. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I've bounced back and forth between so many programs and changed platforms so many times. And I'm very happy to have landed here, like you have with High Level, because it is a one-stop shop and does pretty good work and good training as
And
well
they
for your
support
people.
you. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. They will stay on the phone with you for like an hour to sort out any questions you have. Like, so some entrepreneurs are like, I don't have maybe the budget to pay for someone to do all this setup. Like they
Mhm.
will team up with you and you can get someone on the phone who's an expert at GoHighLevel. I don't know, you wait like 3 minutes to get in a room with someone and then they'll just answer and they'll go through it and they'll screen share.
Yeah.
So you don't have, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. They will take it step by step. And I
Right.
think that's really cool too, is sometimes tech can be very overwhelming,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have to be. There's help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like some other platforms that are very confusing.
Yes. Like all the white labels, don't be confused by all the white labels because those can easily go out of business. You lose all your stuff. Like I've gotten to the point where like no more white labels. I don't care what you're offering anymore. I've had two crap out on me and I'm like, own your own stuff, have your own stuff,
Mhm.
and don't start linking it to other things anymore. That's just, what in my experience, what I've learned.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So when it comes to managing your day and managing your time with your family, keeping busy, because three teenagers lot, right?
Mhm.
How do you block your time? How do you work your schedule? What's your life look like on a daily?
So I am huge on calendaring. And my husband and I, and sometimes with my two oldest kids, will meet on a weekly basis, like a little business, and we'll
Meetings.
calendar plan.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of parents that are like all over the place, and the husband doesn't know what and this, whatever. And then they're like, Your husband planned the summer camps? I'm like, Why not? It shouldn't all fall on the mom to do all the planning and to know the schedule, to hold a family schedule of multiple humans and a dog. That's
Yeah.
not okay. We don't need to hold all that. I've
Yeah.
taught my kids from a super young age to refer to the digital calendar. I got it for Mother's
Mhm.
Day like 6, 7 years ago or something. And they have learned to not ask me. You check the calendar. We put everything in there. Like, don't ask me to hold anything up here. Like, I got enough, got enough going
Love it. Love it.
on.
Love it.
And they check it. And so my 9-year-old, ever since she was 6, she goes to the calendar. She sees when dance class is. Do I need to
Mhm.
pack my bag before school? Do I need to put it in the car because I know I'm going from
Mm.
school to dance? It's
Ooh.
not our job.
Wow.
It's not our job to know all those things for them. And you're doing a disservice if you do
Yes.
all those things for them because they're
Yes.
going to
Yes.
be these adults going out into the world that don't know the difference between a washing machine and a dryer. And that's a real story. My husband works at a high school and he has heard college students come back and tell stories. And I was like, what were these parents thinking?
Yeah.
And that's
What
an
were they?
extreme, right? But
Yeah.
like my kids are getting on stools and doing dishes and laundry like at a very, very young age because they need to learn responsibility. And then if something gets forgotten, they can't blame it on me. They can't blame it on their dad.
It's in
Is
the
it on the
calendar.
schedule? Okay, well. But of course
Um,
we help them out and we, reminders and but I send them to the calendar and they keep their own planners. They've learned how to time block. Because these are things I didn't have when I was younger. I didn't learn how to time block. I didn't have a planner. I didn't have, you know what I mean?
right.
And they do now. We get to introduce those skills to our kids and it'll benefit us. It's hard to teach them in the beginning, right? But man,
Mhm.
it offloads a lot down the line.
Well, and they learn really quick. They learn
They
much
do.
quicker than we do. So if you start them young, I'm in total agreement with that. My youngest client that I've ever had was 5 years old, and she learned very quickly. And her 7-year-old brother helped her learn even more. So I mean, kids are like sponges. So
They really are.
good for you.
Yeah.
So you said you were gifted a calendar. What calendar do you use?
Um, what calendar is it? There's like two main brands out there,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
it'll
So
come
it's
to me
not.
maybe,
So it's
maybe
not
when
like Google. You're not using a shared Google calendar.
it's a Google Calendar that you share with the digital calendar app. Does that make
Ah,
sense? So it
okay.
projects it
Oh,
onto the screen. So it'll come to me.
that's
It'll come to me further in
interesting.
our
That's
conversation, I'm
okay.
sure.
That's okay.
I,
I
I
was
was
just
I started to think I should do like a partnership with them because I am talking about it all the time. You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Because before then it was like color coding calendars and it was a lot of, and this is just brilliant because they can click on their name and you can put tasks in there and chores and
Love it.
but if anything, it's just that space they can go to that holds all the things. So yeah, the name will come to me, but
I
it's
I think it's
lifesaver.
funny. I think it's funny that you were gifted the calendar from your
I
husband.
know. I was like, oh, thank you so much.
I just like, oh, it's a vacuum. Oh, thank you.
Mhm. This is for all of you guys to use, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like that's a big gift actually when they all use it. The family meeting thing I think is critical. I do that a lot with families that I work with and coach. It's like you've got to have a weekly meeting at least so people know who's going where and what and how. And now with the digital age and the digital calendars is so much easier,
Yeah.
than the old wall calendar. So if you had to look back and tell your 18-year-old self some advice, what would you tell little Carly?
Oh man, I would tell her don't sweat all the small stuff. You know, that
Mhm.
your your teenage years are such a short period of your life. It's a blip, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
And that it'll all work out because it usually does. I mean, even when we hit chaos now and, the world feels like it's going to crap, like you can still hold on to the belief and have faith that it'll all work out. Um,
Mhm.
and to focus on the bigger picture, right? We get
Right.
so lost in our just little daily lives, you know what I mean? Our day to
Mhm.
day and what our business is doing, and is, my kid making the right decision, this and that. If we step back and we look at the bigger picture, it really, really helps me keep what I call like an eternal perspective on what really, really matters. Are my kids healthy? Are they clothed? Are they They seem pretty happy most of the time. Moody, yes, that's normal. Great. Okay, we're normal teenagers, you know. Um, it was actually pretty fascinating. I got to go to a private interview kind of speaking situation with Trevor Noah this
Mhm.
morning, and um, and I didn't know how humble the guy was. I mean, he comes from, of course, very humble beginnings in South Africa, but he spoke about how, hey, if you are able to get yourself in your own car to the grocery store, get a couple pints of ice cream and some cornflakes, you're doing really well. And behind that, he shared that and maybe I'm not supposed to share this because like no one can even bring their phones in this this event, but I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it today on the show, this private stuff. Um,
Okay.
but it was so cool because he was like, because when I grew up, like you never got ice cream, and cornflakes were like unheard of. And if we ever did have cornflakes in the pantry, it was like, oh, it's a good month here if we see cornflakes. And so
Mhm.
now he's like, I go to the grocery store, I buy a couple pints of ice cream because I can. And he's like, and I buy cornflakes. He's like, I don't even eat cornflakes. He's like, but it's a reminder for me to keep in my pantry that when I open it up and I see cornflakes, that like life is good. Like it's good. And I
So
was like,
simple.
oh my gosh. And so it's all perspective, right? It's all
It
perspective.
is. It is. And yeah, he did come from humble beginnings. Congratulations on getting interviewed by Trevor. I think he's an amazing person.
Oh,
And
I didn't get interviewed by him. I was at an event where I just got to see it and got a picture with
um,
him later and got to, say what's up. But it was it was cool. It was cool to just hear him speak and share stories and, share wisdom and the fact I should have like brought a notepad because there was so many like nuggets that, just spill off of him. He's a very intelligent, clever, and hilarious human being.
yeah.
Um, and the more I've been getting into stand up lately and been studying more comedians like him, I really love the empowering, intelligent comedians, that are great
Mhm.
storytellers. And he's definitely one
Right.
of them. So yeah.
You've been getting into stand up
Yeah.
yourself? Ah, that's cool.
It's
That's
been a
cool.
lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I mean, my demographic is mothers, so a lot of my stories are, surrounding that, and there's just
Of
so much
course.
content to work with.
Ooh,
So I
it's going to
got
be
to
great for book.
perform. Oh,
Going
it's
to
in
be
my
great
book.
for book number two and number
Yeah.
three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I
Love.
mean, I write in a way that is yes, empowering and educational, but like it's also hilarious. Like it has to be, you have to bring some fun and some hilarity into life, or it's like, what's the point?
Yeah,
Right? Like
exactly.
it can suck, but it can also be really funny.
Well, and it's a game, and
Mhm.
depending on your beliefs, it's all an illusion anyhow. So we're just here to play and have some fun. Might as well have some fun and bring some
Yeah.
levity into it.
Yeah.
So I know that you have something that you would offer the audience. So what is it that they can download or hear or intake?
Yeah, so I
You tell me.
recently designed it's like an AI organizational workflow for the household. And so I'll offer that to your audience. It'll just link to, like a Google Doc and it's awesome. So it's like the prompts that you can use, anything from calendar planning to how you want to plan your summer. It all can be
Awesome.
very overwhelming, but again, it doesn't have to be. Like you can let ChatGPT think for you, and I think your mind will be blown a little bit when you offload some of that brain power to ChatGPT. And so there's some workflows in there, all the way down to like the kitchen, and you can take a picture of like what's in your fridge and be like, "Oh, this is all I have. What can I make for dinner?" And it spits out like recipes. Some have been gross. Some
Love
of
that.
them have been really good. So it's like, what's for dinner? I don't know. Ask ChatGPT. We can actually do that now, which is like
Amazing.
it's a blessing, right? We can
Yeah.
utilize what's out there now in AI for our benefit. I know some people are scared or some people are like, oh, it's non-human, but like, hey, if I can offload, a house manager's job that would charge me $50 an hour to AI, like I'm going to do that and I'm going to, teach my kids to do that.
Yeah.
Not for schoolwork, But if I could be like, hey, take a picture of what's in the fridge, 9-year-old daughter, and tell me what we should eat for dinner. And then she helps prepare it. Those are like cool life skills. You know what I mean? They're going to be working with AI anyway. So you might as well
Yeah.
integrate it into the home and help lessen the load, right?
Ooh, what a nice little download. Make sure to hit the link and download that, you guys. Even if you don't have kids, I think it's going to help you at least
Yep.
come up with some dinners, bare minimum.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's brilliant. I absolutely love that. Well, Carly, is there anything that I should have asked you that we did that you wanted to cover? Am I missing anything here?
I mean, I don't think so. I'm currently building just a membership base. It's super low cost. It's like $7 a month right now, for founding members before it goes up. And I'm just building a space to ask questions with experts that I bring on. And it's going to be everything that my audience wants to know. So if they're like, hey, I would love to know more about sleep. I want to know more about whatever, this AI world. I want to know more about the pelvic floor, whatever it is, we're going to bring in experts. And what I have realized is the more, summits I go to, the more events I go to, the more educational events I go to, people swarm the stage because they just have so many questions. After those speakers get down, they just have so many more questions. And so instead of speaking at people, we're going to come in and we just get to get your questions answered. And I think that's really, really important. Like, yes, they're going to share
Yeah.
information, but also like, read this chapter in the book and then like follow up with this blog post, or if you have, additional questions.
Mhm.
And I think that's what's cool about our community and my book is it all links to, and if you want to learn more, go here. And if you want more connection, go
Go
here.
here. Yeah.
Which is, I think, really important too. I'm building a mom bot, which is fun. And I had to take her down because she was like,
Too
she was getting a
bossy.
little too aggressive. She's like, if you need help, call this number. I was like, no, I'm not taking phone calls for people that need urgent help. And so I have to restructure some things. But basically, all I hear all the time is like, I'm Googling information at 3 a.m. about my baby or about whatever I'm
Right.
worried about. You're Googling it away. And so
Yeah.
I'm building a really comprehensive, intelligent mom bot that you can ask her stuff because she's fed legit information that has been vetted, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not the case of the internet. You're not going to,
No.
discover vetted, solid, trusting information.
Mhm.
And so that's going to be launching soon too, my fun little mom bot. I don't have a name for her yet, so I maybe need to start getting some
Oh.
votes in for some names of my mom bot. I love Barb, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I think it has to have mama in there somewhere,
I know.
you
Something
know.
mom bot. Something
Yeah.
mama bot. I got to
Mama
get that
bot.
domain.
Ooh,
Mom
mama
bot's
bot.
gone, but maybe mama bot.
Mm. Grab that one.
I
That's
know I
good.
should. I'm gonna write that
Yeah,
down. Grab mama bot.
mamabot.com. Yeah, yeah. Or even mamabot.info.
Yeah. AI is out there too, like .ai. Those are
Yeah,
being picked up a lot lately too, which is
yeah.
interesting.
It's very
Yeah.
interesting. Well, thank you for your time. I am thrilled with what you're doing. It does take a village, and you're here to support that village and to create the village. So everybody download the AI tools and look out for that mama bot of some sort. Carly Mama Carly. I don't know, something.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, and snag the
Until
book.
next
It's on Amazon or on my site if you want to snag the book, either digital or the print copy's out now too. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Go ahead and download the book, grab it, and download the app. And thank you, Carly. It's been a
Thanks,
pleasure.
Kathi.
I
I
wish you
appreciate
much
you.
success with your membership. And yeah, have
Yay.
fun.
Yay.
Okay, take care. Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Until next week. We'll see you then. Hey, thanks for listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you want to hear more, feel free to subscribe on the platform of your choice. Also, if you feel so inclined, I would truly appreciate a good rating from you to me. Have a stellar day.